Good afternoon, all of you. Myself, Dr. S.B. Sabka, Head of the Department, Dr. Rajendra Gode College of Pharmacy, Malkapur. Today's topic is immunity. So we are going detail about immunity and its types of immunity. So first, that is learning outcomes. So after studying this topic in detail, student can able to know the types of immunity. Student can come to know the mechanism of immunity, and the last outcome, that is students able to differentiate between active immunity and passive immunity. Now the classification of immunity. Majorly this immunity is classified in two categories, that is natural immunity and acquired immunity. We'll see first natural immunity. Natural immunity is the God gifted immunity. So it is by birth and it is natural phenomena. It is God gifted, and that's why it can change, vary according to races, species, age, and individuals. So we'll see first age, how it vary according to age. So a best example, that is children's, they are more prone to infection, okay, readily prone to infection as compared to adults. So we can say that children are susceptible to diphtheria, but adults are immune to diphtheria. So for age, how natural immunity vary age, it is the best example. It is applicable for other infection like running nose, then chicken pox and other etc. etc. The second, it vary, natural immunity vary according to race also. So the best example, that is Negroes, they are immune against yellow fever, then malaria also, and filariasis also, as compared to white men, Americans, they susceptible to this yellow fever. So this is the best example for race. Third, species. So according to species also, it can vary, immunity can vary. So we know that the infection of plague, it is very common in man, or man can affected more by the plague as compared to fowls. Similarly, TB is fatal to guinea pig, but in human being it is treatable. So according to species, the natural immunity vary. The last one is individual. So we know that individually the immunity is varying. For examples, some people, some individuals, they are more prone to infection, skin infection, but some are not. Then reflection spot. So the question is natural immunity sufficient to protect body against the infection? Now the second class of immunity, that is acquired immunity. Acquired immunity means the immunity develops during the lifetime of individual. So it is not, we can say it is not by birth, but it is acquired during its lifetime. Again, this acquired immunity have two types. First, that is active immunity, and second, passive immunity. We'll see one by one. First, active immunity. This active immunity, it develops in the response of either infection or vaccination. So in active immunity, we are stimulating our immune system to produce antibodies, and this stimulation, it is may be due to the infection, or it may be artificial one, that is by vaccination. So we have some example. So look, the active immunity, that's why it is subclassified as a naturally acquired active immunity and artificially acquired active immunity. Now, the example of naturally acquired active immunity, it involves those people who are suffering from infection and completely recover, then their immunity against that infection lasts for lifetime or some period. So this is naturally acquired active immunity. For example, smallpox or chickenpox. Generally, people those have chickenpox once in a lifetime, there are very less chance to relapse or second attack of this infection. Now, the artificially acquired active immunity. So, in artificially acquired active immunity, individuals are vaccinated against number of infection so that the antibodies will form and that individual will not susceptible to the infection, will not affected by that infection. So best example, that is the vaccination of a children. Okay, so it involves all DTP, diphtheria, tetanus and pertussis vaccination, even BCG vaccination it involves. So why we are giving it? To protect that children against some infection. Okay, now passive immunity. The passive immunity, it developed after you receive antibodies from someone or somewhere else. So this passive immunity, it is definitely by taking antibodies, by getting antibodies. Again, it have two types, that is naturally acquired passive immunity and artificially acquired passive immunity. We'll see first naturally acquired passive immunity. The best example, that is antibodies transferred to the fetus through the pregnant mother. Okay, so generally if a mother, pregnant woman, she is suffering from any infection during her trimester, the antibodies produced in her body get transferred through blood in the fetus body. So that antibodies protect that children for a short period of time against few infection. So this is the best example of naturally acquired passive immunity. And the second example, the second type, that is artificially acquired passive immunity. So in this case, directly antibodies are received in the form of medicine, so that it can treat the infection or prevent the infection. For example, the best example nowadays we see, that is corona infection. In corona infection, even we use plasma therapy. That is the example of artificially acquired passive immunity. We are using blood plasma of infected people who are recovered from that infection, and the same plasma is used to the people who are suffering from corona infection. So ready-made antibodies are used. So we use anti-sera preparation here. So it is the example of passive immunity. Okay. Thank you very much.